Well, hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to Eureka Springs channel. I'm Melody, and I'm your host, coming to you from Eureka Springs, Arkansas, which, by the way, if you're not familiar with Eureka Springs is actually what I want to consider art capital of the South. We have a lot of artists who live in Eureka Springs, have studios in their homes and also elsewhere. There are many, many galleries here in Eureka Springs. If you are interested in purchasing art to hang on your walls or to enjoy and to gift to other people, then Eureka Springs is the perfect place for you to come to. And I wanted to bring to you guys this afternoon a young woman by the name of Hilka Irvin. And so she is a wonderful, talented artist who has made her home here in Eureka Springs. And I wanted to bring her to you guys to share with you her information. So let's bring Hilka in. Hi there. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for calling me young.
Well, you
nice.
You really are. You really are.
Well, yeah, I am. Yeah. But it's at this age, I've got 4 grandchildren.
You do not.
I do. I have 4 grandchildren.
You're kidding me. I
4
had no idea.
Children. Yes.
I had no idea.
It's the Eureka water.
It is. There is something in the water here.
I think so. There is.
What really brought you here to Eureka?
Oh gosh. It's a long story. I'll try to condense it. So I am a Minnesota native. And my dad, he was a railroad man. He worked on the railroad all his life. And so I was in Minnesota working at my desk one day, and I was trying to find places where I could maybe take my dad for a train ride or do something, something like that. And I stumbled across Eureka Springs. And
you stumbled?
Stumbled. Wow. I mean, this was back in the 90s, early internet days.
Oh, yeah.
And stumbled across the railway, which then led me into, everything about Eureka Springs. I became obsessed with it. I mean, I really was. I was obsessed. I knew I had to get here. I knew I had to visit. There was something that just drove me. And so I did end up coming to Eureka Springs after meeting a boy from Arkansas.
Don't tell me a guy brought you here too.
I know. I hate to admit that. I would like to say it was of my own, just completely because of my own accord and my following my dreams and so on and so forth. But
not so much.
Yes, not so much. So I came to Eureka Springs, and it was like the moment that I saw the city limit sign, I got goosebumps. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm here. I walked around town. It just felt like home. And that was 25 years ago.
I didn't realize you'd been here that long.
I haven't. I've only been here. I've only been in Eureka. I moved here it's about 6 years ago, a little over 6 years ago. It took me that long to get here because I was raising kids. I was a suburban mom. I
don't picture you with a van, though.
Oh,
I don't. You had a van?
I did. I had like one of those sky blue, ugly.
Oh my God!
I know. I did.
I can't see you doing that at all.
I did it all. I did it all. Made the lunches and anyway. So I waited until the kids were grown. It just felt like the right thing to do. Yeah. So when my youngest went off to college. Up and sold the house and moved to Eureka, and that's that.
And here you are.
And here I am, and I'm never going anywhere.
I don't think anybody's going to let you leave either.
Well, I hope not.
So you're an artist. Tell me a little bit about the medium that you work with.
Whatever I have available, whatever I can afford at that moment. I mean, it really does come down to that. Now, my favorite medium to work in is oil. It's my first love.
But isn't oil real commitment though? I've heard that you have to have a commitment to oil. Someone said that to me the other day. I'm like, what does that mean?
I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
Too. I know because it takes time to dry but there's lots of tips and tricks and to move it along. I love it. I love the way it moves. I love the saturated color. I love the way it blends. I love the way it smells. I just love everything about it. So that is my first choice. I do work in acrylics from time to time. That's what my husband works in. So sometimes I still paint from him. And then watercolors. I like to work in watercolors when I don't want to commit, when I just want to pull some paint out and not have to worry about making a big mess. It's easy breezy. And I enjoy it.
Gosh, you know, you almost sound like you get bored easily.
You
get all over. You grab a hold of anything. That's wonderful.
I do. People who have been close to me have referred to my style as somewhat Sybil-like, because I have lots of, you know, Sybil with all the personality. Okay. Because I don't like monotony. I like to try new things. I like to challenge myself. Life is really short, and to do the same thing over and over again, it's not
for you.
Nope.
So what inspires you, or what subject matter are you finding yourself drawn to most of the time?
Most of the time it's faces, it's children, it's images of hope and freedom, and you know, just having wishes, you know, just kind of like bringing you back to that time when you were younger and you were filled with all of those wonderful things, you know, possibilities, and, you know, before things happened in life where you got a little bit broken. Those are the kind of things I like to paint.
So something of a little bit of innocence in there then, really.
A little bit. Yeah.
Little bit? Okay.
A little bit. Yeah. It's just, you know, I've had people say, oh, you know, do you ever paint anything, you know, like a little bit dark? And I have, but it doesn't feel right to me. You know, I like to paint things that make me happy. And if it makes other people happy too, that's great. I like to, you know, fill my life with beauty, and I hope it spills over to other people's lives.
That's cool.
That's just what I like.
Well, let's take a look at some of your work. I know people are also tuning in to see. I wanted to tell you, I've got to, let's see who's watching. Let's see if you know Tammy Jo. She's waving at you.
Cousin Tammy.
Hey, Tammy. It looks like Mandy West is watching. Oh,
yep, she lives in Wisconsin.
Now she says, I like your doodles and your birds.
Oh,
sweet. Well, let's take a look. Take a look. And if you have a question, you're watching, if you have a question or a comment, be sure and just go ahead and do that.
So right behind me, you can see Maud, and I'm still putting on some final touches on her. She's a 3 foot by 4 foot canvas, and she's oil. I don't know. I walk away from her for about a week at a time, and then I go back and I do a little bit of this and I do a little bit of that. And at some point she'll be done. I don't know when that will be.
Do you find that happening to you a lot? You don't know when you're finished?
Yes. Sometimes I hang it on the wall at the gallery, and I'm still not sure it's finished, but I just have to walk away.
I see.
I don't know if you can see up there by the rafters, we've got
oh yeah,
that's a painting I did for a show at Brews last year, and it was a self-portrait, and you can see I think I called it Split. Last year was a rough year, so that was kind of my interpretation of kind of what I went through. Luckily, this year is much better.
Well, good. Despite all the other things that are happening in our world.
Right. Okay. This is kind of one of my more popular ones. This meditating girl. I've done many, many, many versions of her.
Oh, she's fun.
She is fun, you know, and she's just, you know, she's blissed out. And every time I do one, the face is different. The pose is a little bit different. The feeling's a little bit different.
Is that oil? Looks like oil. Is it oil?
It is an oil. Yep.
Love it.
I've got, like I was telling you about this one. This is an older one, which I kind of like to go back and look at older paintings I've done, because this was done almost a decade ago. And this was when I used to be terrified of painting faces. So I painted everyone's backside. I mean,
you're kidding me, really? Well,
yeah.
you've come full circle then. Wow. Wow.
I'm proud of myself. And then this is a watercolor. This is kind of what I'm talking about, like just, I know it's kind of nostalgic and it's sweet, but I love painting kids. I love the water. I love just this whole scene, whether they're friends or siblings, they're, playing with this bucket. It's called Bucket of Dreams.
Just one little moment in time.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. So, I mean, who knows, what I'm painting today may not be what I'm doing tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know, Melody. Nobody does.
Well, that's the fun of it, though,
Right.
So do people call to you and want to commission work with you? Is that something that you're a part of too? Or?
Yes, absolutely. I love it. And I've been really, really, lucky over this time during COVID. I've done a few commissions, portraits, and which I absolutely love doing. I did one of two brothers. I've done one of someone's daughter. And I'm always, and I love painting my grandkids and my kids. I see faces in everything. Like if you're sitting on a toilet and you look at one of those doors with all the grain in the wood,
you see a face?
Faces and everything. And so sometimes I just have to doodle that, and then it might turn into a painting.
Wow. I love that. Well, you're really, I mean, I can relate to, being drawn into people's expressions and looking into their, really their chemistry. I mean, you can see a lot through the eyes. The eyes speak so quickly, don't they?
They do.
As a photographer, that's one of the things that I have learned over, the eyes are the first thing to smile. Absolutely. On your face, so hit you first. So who inspired you to become an artist?
It wasn't really a who. It was, well, it may have been. It was more a what. It was during my childhood, there was a lot of angst. It was pretty tumultuous, dysfunctional. And so, and I know my sister's watching this going, oh, I wonder what she's going to say. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's life. It's life things. Sometimes it's really, really hard. And for me, drawing, doodling, I didn't do a lot of painting back then, but I was drawing and writing all of the time. I used to, we lived real close to the Minnesota River, and there was this huge rock that was that sat on the shore. And I would sit on this rock, and I called it my thinking rock. And that's where I would go just, I guess, to meditate, but I didn't know what meditation was back then when I was a kid. But I would draw and I would write. And I loved art all through my life. I when I was younger, I didn't know exactly what art was. My parents weren't real big on it. They, like, I know my mom had some home interior, a lot of home interior. So that was the art that I was exposed to. But as I became older, and I remember getting this set of encyclopedias, and it had many pages about Da Vinci, and I fell in love with Leonardo. I just wanted to go back into time and hang out with him. And, everything from his drawings, his sketches, his paintings, his inventions, I was completely drawn to him. And I still say he's my first love. But I really did not start painting seriously until my children were a little bit older. And when I moved to Arkansas, which was about 20 years ago. So once I picked up the brush,
no going back.
I haven't put it down. No, I haven't put it down. I don't get to pick it up as much as I would like, but I'm never putting it down.
Well, I don't think anybody's going to let you either. Your art has been very popular in our area, and people are starting to notice you even more and more. And so congratulations for that. it sounds like art was a necessity at the beginning, and now it has evolved into this real passion of yours that doesn't sound like it's going to ever let go. No. So, and some folks have Teresa, Terry says she loves your style. She loves your style. Loves your style. Well, where can people go and take a look at your art and perhaps even purchase? Where can they go?
Sure. Well, right now, the best place to go if you're wanting to see my art in person is to go to Studio 34, which is located at 34 North Main Street in Eureka Springs. Teresa has been womaning the gallery for weeks now, and I'm so thankful to her. So she's been open a lot more. She's now moved her studio in there. So if you happen to drive by and see the light on, you'll have to stop in and see her. But I do hope to get into the gallery now a little bit more now that now that I'm feeling a little bit safer. And then I've also got a website you can go to. It's the artstation.gallery. And then of course, you can follow me on Facebook.
Okay.
There's not a lot of Hilka Irvins out there, so I'm pretty easy to find.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm excited to see what you're going to do this year. You know, as most artists have told me that, life itself, it makes you draw. And there's so many things happening right now in our world. I just spoke with another artist not too long ago here on the channel, and she was telling about, that she had to draw to get some of the emotions out of the things that she was dealing with.
Sure.
But it looks like you're staying on the side of finding where we are as human beings and where we are maybe even in an empathetic nature with each other. Your faces are certainly doing that for me. Just looking at little Maud behind you there, she's drawing me in a little bit. I have questions for her. I have questions.
Serious dude. She has got some things to say.
She's primed and ready. I can just tell. So when you're finished with her, I'd love to see what else she has to say to me when you're finished with it. And hopefully it'll be up in the gallery soon when you've decided that you're finished with it. Anyway.
Right. Yeah, hopefully soon. I just got to walk away.
All right. If you're watching, does anybody else have a question for Miss Hilka today? Oh, look, here's Teresa. Teresa's watching. Hi, Teresa.
Hi, Teresa.
Oh, so glad you tuned in, Teresa. Thank you for joining us. Anybody have a question for Miss Hilka while we're watching?
I know. I've been hoping.
Yeah.
I'm hoping somebody's going to ask me something.
Yeah.
Really.
Let's see. Oh, hey. We got someone else to say. Well, she just says hi, ladies.
Hi, Teresa.
Okay. Here's a question for you. Any chance you might write and illustrate children's stories? Great question.
Jenny. It's one of those things that I've definitely thought about. There's so many things that I want to do. That's the thing. I have so many ideas. I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm, the light on my phone is shining and my poor husband gets woken up because I've got to get these ideas down. So I have a plethora of ideas. It's finding the time to do it.
To do it all, right.
Do it. But, like my husband says, if it's something that I really want to do, I'll make the time, whether it's staying up all night or getting up early in the morning. So, I think I would like to at some point. I'm always writing down character names and jotting down doodles. So we shall see.
Cool. And here's another question for you. She says, Hilka, you make glassware, correct?
Well, we don't actually make the glasses. Now I would love to do that as well. But we do hand painted glasses. So that's true, Terry. Thanks for that. And I did create a Facebook page, but I haven't put it out there yet. Again,
okay.
So many things, but it's been a lot of fun. It's yet another medium to apply art to that people can use in their everyday lives. I love that.
Okay, and let's see. We've got a couple of other questions coming through. Okay, here's a great question. Oh, look, we've got one. CJ says, "Time is the bane of any artist's existence." Great comment. Thank you for that, CJ.
It's true.
Jessica says, "What's a medium you haven't tried but you'd like to?"
Oh, Jessica. I happen to know that her and Rigdon are sitting on her back deck, probably drinking wine right now, having this conversation.
Well, they're getting their cocktail ready for you. Y'all pour one for me. I'll be right over.
Oh, I'm telling you. What would I like? I don't know. I did try clay a couple of years ago and absolutely loved it, and I would like to do that some more. I have ideas that I would like to do some things with paper mache. I would love to learn to weld and work with metal. I don't know. Again, I want to try it all.
So it sounds like that's a to be continued question there. Okay.
Yeah.
And she clarified she did mean painting on your glasses.
I knew what you meant.
Yes, yeah. And she says, Hilka, it's so much fun to see you here and hear you. Isn't it so?
They're from my hometown, and they're such good people. They I don't know how they find time to uplift everybody, but they do. They're always commenting on my posts on Facebook and my new work, and I appreciate them. Always
so
I love them.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, Terry, for tuning in, and thank you for commenting. Thank you so much. Well, Hilka, this has been lovely. Thank you so much for taking the time. I know, right?
Wow.
So, but we've got a little bit of chance for everybody to take a peek at your art, and so that's great. And so you guys can go by Studio 62, and Emma says 34. I miss you. Come by. I'm sorry. Studio 34. I'm dyslexic, I guess. I know, right?
With all of them.
Yeah, I know.
But they should go to Studio 62 as well and go check out Jody's work.
Okay. They're all over. Just come take the tour.
Yes.
There you go. All right. Thank you, Hilka. We appreciate you so much, and congratulations on a great success year for you. Love seeing what you're doing, and I know everybody's just anxious to see what else you're going to bring to us, and I can't wait to come by the studio and see more. And don't forget, you guys can also go to her website, theartstation.gallery, to see more work. And don't forget, Hilka has said here that she does the commissioned work. So if you want something very special, maybe a special gift coming up, maybe even a Christmas present, now's the time to start thinking about those things. And I know Hilka would love to help make your family and your walls happy.
I would.
All right. Hilka, thank you so much for your time, and have a great afternoon and a wonderful weekend coming up.
I will. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So great artist. Like she said, she's having a great year despite a pandemic. We all evolved to art to help heal us, and I guess that's what's happening in the art world too. Maybe it's time for all of us to start putting things on our walls and bringing into our homes things that bring us pleasure. And I can't think of a better place to come to purchase your next wall piece than here in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Thanks for joining Eureka Springs, Arkansas's live webcast here at Eureka Springs channel. If you'd like to follow us, you can click subscribe on YouTube if you happen to be watching on YouTube. You can like and follow us here on Facebook to see other future broadcasts coming to you live. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.